Hello guys, and welcome to Essentials Cook and Bake Academy or Essentials Cook and Bake House, right? Okay, so if you're just joining for the very first time, I say welcome to you and thank you for joining us. And if you have been with me here for a very long time, I want to say and thank you for being there for your girl. Okay, so today I want to be a lecturer, right? I am not in the kitchen, I'm not in the bakery, we're not doing any practical today. So we are just doing teaching, yes. I'll be teaching you on something very important to you. Even if you're not a foodpreneur, it doesn't matter. All that matters is that you eat. And because you eat, you should know all this I'm about to teach you. So what am I going to teach you today? Yes, they are food safety tips. Just few of them. I won't be taking a whole lot of them, but there are so much you should learn when it comes to food safety. But just the topic is food safety. Just my pen showing enough. Food safety tips. Okay, let me see if this is okay. I think this is better. Food safety tips to avoid food spoilage, food poisoning. Yes, food poisoning is actually real, like very real. If you happen to be a foodpreneur and let's assume, God forbid, something terrible happened to somebody after eating your food, do you know your company is going to be sued? Like you are in for a big trouble, not you. But that's the more reason you should be careful when it comes to food. Yes, food safety tips are very important. Now I'm going to be sharing a few tips with you, just like 4 tips. And one is very other important one that doesn't really have to do with food, but has to do with you if you're a foodpreneur. Okay? So first we want to look at buffet, right? This. What is it about this? What is it about this? So, you don't top up food on a buffet. You don't top up food on a buffet. What do I mean? When you are in a buffet, you serve your food on inside your chafing dish. Everything is set, and you're serving and serving. And because a particular, let's say one of the meals are going as in gradually getting used as in like it's the food in that particular tray, you are about to exhaust everything. So it's remaining a little part of it, and you just open your cooler and you are topping up food on it. Never. Do not try it. It is very, very wrong. You know why? Because food contamination is very, very likely to take place. And when food contamination takes place, food spoilage takes place. And when there's food spoilage, there's going to be food poisoning. So you don't do that because the food you have on your buffet already, the temperature of that food and the temperature of the food you're bringing out from the cooler are not the same. Now, when the two temperatures cross themselves, food contamination will take place. I'm not going to expatiate more on that, but I just want to give you that tip that you don't top up food on a buffet. When it's exhausted, just take it out and take another chafing dish and put in another one there. Or you remove all the food in that chafing dish and place new one. You don't top up food. It's either you take it off, remove that food, put in another food, serve it, or you bring in another new tray or your dish, put in your food and slot it in. But you don't top up food, right? Hope that is taken. Number one. Number two point is I know this might kind of raise an eyebrow. The people are like, well, what? With this, with that, but food safety standard. If you are a food minister, you're a kitchen minister, you're a food professional, you have nothing to do with long nails. Like, you see all those claws that are like that of eagle, that of vulture. You actually don't need them as a foodpreneur. Also, want to be a fine girl. I'm not saying you should not be a fine, you're fine girl or you're fine boy whatsoever. But when it comes to food, please keep all nails short. Make sure your nails are short. I have a very fine nail, like long nails, very, very nice. Back then when I was in school, my classmates come and they snap my fingernails for screensaver. Yes, is that fine? Is that beautiful? But since I came in contact with food in 2012, when I went for my first training, my boss told me, she said, we don't do fingernails here. And I got it. I got that lesson. She was very correct. Now, why is that so? Because your hands, your fingers, your nails, or whatsoever, they are the first carrier of germs. Yes, they are the first carrier of germs. They carry germs from one spot to another very fast and easily. So if you want to avoid food contamination, food spoilage, and food poisoning, please do away with nails. Nails are not meant for chefs. They are not meant for bakers. They are not meant for kitchen ministers. Even anyone that has to, you're cooking professional, you are doing your thing professionally, please stay away from nails. I understand you want to do your fine girl whatever. Once you are outside food, you can go ahead and make it very long as you want. But once you are in the kitchen environment, in the cooking environment, in the food environment, please stay away from long nails. They are not correct. They are not nice. Stay away from long nails. Stay away from long nails. We don't need them. Stay away from long. We don't need long nails. Okay, so number three. Number three is this. I have to be very fast now. Number three is your apron and your shelf do not need to have a pocket. So all the pockets to put in your apron, in your chef jacket is a no-no. Why? Because they are the headquarters of germs. Yes, germs hide inside of them. And you put your fingers into it and you carry all the old germs in Africa and you transfer into the food you are making. So it's a no-no for your apron to have pockets. It's a no-no for your chef jacket to have a pocket. You don't need pockets in your apron and on your chef jacket. So do away with them in food safety standard, because those hiding places, they are where your microorganisms, your germs, and everything, that is where they store, that is where they lay their eggs, that is where they have their babies, and that is where they multiply. No pockets. No pockets. Yes. I know somebody is surprised. Then another one is number 4. Please, while you're storing food in your refrigerator or your freezer, please make sure that the cooked meals are not underneath the raw meals, the raw foods. Every cooked meal should be up, raw meals should be down. That is if you cannot afford 2 freezers for raw food and cooked food. So if you're using one refrigerator or one freezer, make sure that cooked meals are top, the raw foods are down. For instance, you don't want to put cake underneath frozen turkey, or you don't want to put eggs on top of your frosted cake or anything. I'm just trying to give that kind of scenario. But please and please, it is a no-no for you to store raw food on top of cooked food. Is that taken? Yes, yes. So raw food underneath, why am I using this red marker? It's not giving me what I want. Underneath cooked food. Okay? Then the last one might not really have to do with your food per se, but it has to do with what you're doing. And that is about your cooler. Stop confusing the life of your cooler. You don't need to confuse the life of your cooler. You have a cooler, today you are using it for cold drinks, tomorrow you are using it to store your hot jollof rice. Why? Why hot, cold, hot? You will spoil the life of that cooler. And the cooler is confused and asking itself, what is my purpose in life? How can you confuse the purpose of the cooler you bought? Don't confuse the life. So, if you are going to make use of the cooler for hot food, let it be hot food all throughout the days of its life. If it's going to be cold food or cold whatsoever, let it be cold things all the days of its life. The day you interswitch it is the day the life of the cooler goes off. Hope that is taken. Now for your cooler to help it retain, as in to help it last longer. When you get a new cooler, and you know this cooler like this before, cold drinks. Pour in some ice blocks into the cooler and allow it to there for some hours. It kind of awakens the strength of the cooler and tells it, yes, you are meant for cold things, and it will help it store for a very long time, right? The same thing happens for your cooler. Use it for hot jollof rice, hot food, and thereabouts. Pour in hot water into the cooler once you buy the cooler, and let the hot water stay in there for some hours. It helps it retain the hotness over a very long period of time while you are using and enjoying your cooler. Hope you find these tips helpful. This is what we're going to talk for today. If these tips are helpful to you, please do well to like, share, comment, and of course subscribe to this channel. And perhaps you have some other tips, food tips that you want someone else to learn. Do well and drop them in the comment section. Thank you so much. Thank you for staying with me. It's your girl, Chef Lee.